myself.
Today is June 17th, 2015. This is the first entry in my dream log. This morning I was violently woken up by screaming in my left ear. It felt as if someone was being attacked. There was actually visual aid. I don't know if it was a dream. I don't know if it was reality. I don't know if it was my neighbors. I don't know. I have no clue. But I only heard it in my left ear, and I'm going to try to describe it. So, I'm lying in bed, and everything's going good. You know, like I'm obviously sleeping, I'm dreaming, and for the last couple of days, I've actually had really, really good dreams. And one of the dreams was this crazy idea of redesigning the office chair. And I'll come out with a video and talk about that one, because that was really, really unique dream and a fascinating idea as far as reinventing the office chair. But I digress. So, I'm lying in bed. For the first time in probably years, man, I would say absolutely, probably years, maybe 10, 15 years. I actually wake up on my back, lying on my back, looking up. I usually sleep on my stomach. And I usually have a pillow and my knee cocked up, and, you know, I had to get comfortable. But this morning I woke up and I'm lying on my back and I'm looking up towards the ceiling. While I was sleeping, the dream was like someone was being attacked, like a young child was being attacked. And you can hear the child like screaming. You know, screaming at the top of its lung, you know, and trying to escape, you know, yelling help and stop. And it seems as if there was an older male. The older male says something that I couldn't, you know, it was just inaudible. I couldn't understand, you know, what he was trying to say or what he was trying to communicate. But he grabs the young kid, and there's screaming, there's glass, you know, crashing to the ground. There seems like there's wood, some sort of wood hitting together. I don't know, man. Maybe that was just the body being flung around, because that's what it seems as if there was a brawl going on. Except in this situation, it was between a older male and a younger child. And I think I hear a woman screaming also, but I'm not sure about that. I know that the high pitch of that vocal that what she did, she screamed, you know, no, but it was like no, and then please, and then help all at once. So all those different ones, but a really high pitch. And then all of a sudden, the last thing that I hear is this glass shatter. And it sounded as if the glass was dropped, I don't know, 100 feet in the air. It was a giant piece of glass, maybe like a flat glass, like something off of Final Destination, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, you know, when that crane was lifting up that glass and then it fell and it flattened that guy. But just imagine the guy's not underneath there. It's just a panel of glass, and it falls and it breaks and it shatters.
Ah, gosh, no! Ah!
And that's what wakes me up. And now my ear, my left ear, it hurts so bad. It feels as if someone grabbed a screwdriver and jammed it inside there and started wiggling it around. That's the best way that I can even, you know, describe, you know, what's going on right now in my ear. It hurts so bad. And I don't know who did this. I don't know who's responsible for this. Let me kind of give you a backstory or background of my experience with sleep, man. I rarely sleep, but when I do sleep, I sleep with the best of them. Okay, I am like if there was a Guinness World Book of Records as far as, you know, the record holder for sleeping, I think that I would actually be the record holder. You know, people will be trying to like sleep better than me. Once I sleep, it's over. But when I sleep, I have to be in certain, you know, positions. The room has to be dark. There can't be any light inside of here. Any light like you're seeing right now in this video, that will wake me up. Any light, any noise, any sounds, anything, the slightest thing will wake me up and disrupt my sleep, man. It's just something I have to live with. I don't understand why they're back. And when I say they, I'm still, trying to fill you guys in on my backstory as far as, my sleeping history, man. I used to have these visions, or these nightmares, or these visitations or whatever by these three dark shadows. And the three dark shadows would come at any different time. It wasn't like, it was a plan, like if I go to sleep at 9 o'clock at night, they're going to come at 10 o'clock. No. Whenever I went to sleep, wherever I went to sleep at, Iraq, Missouri, Mississippi, Arizona, Texas, Hawaii, it doesn't matter. They always used to come, and when they did come, it was some of the most violent stuff that would happen to me, man. So, three figures would come, usually out of an open closet door, and that's why most times, you're seeing in this video right now that the closet is actually open right now, but that's because I was in there, and I've been lazy for the last couple of days. I just didn't feel like closing it, and also because they're not visiting anymore, so there's no fear of the closet being open anymore. But there is a fear of monsters under the bed. That's just how it is. Something I had to live with. But the closet door would open. Three figures, one by one, would come out of the closet. If there wasn't a closet in the room, and there was a door, that's where they would enter from. So wherever there was a place for them to open and come in uninvited, that's how they would get there, and nothing could stop them. I used to pray, incense, everything that you could think of, meditation. Nothing would stop them. And when the three figures would line up next to the bed, they would be looking over me. And sometimes their eyes would glow with red. Sometimes it would be white. Other times it would just be black figures. And the first figure that would always initiate the attack, if you will, the nightmare to begin, is the one in the middle. He would creep his head over and kind of lurk over me, bending at the waist, and just bending in such a weird contortions, man, of the body. And he would bend over, and as he's looking at me, somehow the dream would change, I guess, angles, and now I'm outside of my body, and I'm now looking at these figures as they begin to, I don't know, harass me, try to kill me. I think, to be honest, I think they were trying to kill me. I think these men, these dark figures, these aliens, whatever they were, I don't know what they were because I can't describe them. All I know is that, they're dark figures. So he would continue to hover in front of my face, bending at the waist, and after he's done looking at me for a little while, my body would open its eyes inside the dream, and now I'm actually looking at them. Now, here's the thing. I would see this as like a movie. I would see the figures coming from the closet. I would be in the corner of the room watching my body lying in bed while these three figures approached my bed. And then after that, I would switch the camera in my mind. I don't know how it works. I have no clue how these dreams works, but this is what happens. The dark figure that was bending over me, as soon as my eyes opened, he would go back, to standing upright, okay? And then after that, he would say something to where obviously I couldn't understand him, but it was more like a growling sound or a vibration, and the entire screen or camera or whatever my vision will begin to shake. And as it began to shake, the other two figures would come in for the kill. Okay, and they would choke me. They would choke the living shit out of me. And it was so frustrating, man, as I was going through this, is trying to wake up from this. You don't know why this happens. I mean, no one's explaining it to you. All you know is that, something's happening. I'm screaming for help. I'm saying, help me, help me, help me. Help me! Help me! Somebody help! But no one's hearing me. No one's hearing me at all. And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, please, oh God. But no one is coming to the rescue, man. Now, here's what's interesting, man. Right before I feel like I'm about to die, right before the moment of death inside of this dream, they would release me and vanish. And then I would wake up and I would be like, and I would gasp for air. And then after that, it would just be uncontrollable crying, man. The emotion, man, of surviving that experience would overtake me. And after that, it's just trying to stay awake and trying to figure out, okay, how the hell can I survive now? Okay, what do I have to do? What did I do today that triggered this? You know, so instead of, you know, blaming the nightmare, you end up blaming yourself. So going back to the original, you know, concept of the original idea and the thought and then the whole idea for this video and what we were actually talking about when I began this video, man. The three figures are gone now. But now the situation is that I am being woken by violence in the form of a sound, of an audible violence, I guess you can say. That I don't know where it's coming from, I don't know how, but the first time it happened was about 2 weeks ago. And I said, you know what, that's probably, you know, my neighbors, okay? Now, I'm not saying that just because it happened again that it can't be my neighbors. I'm not saying that, but I don't know where it's coming from. I can't tell you if it's coming from the left of me, if it's coming from, you know, while I'm positioned in the bed, if it's coming from my left, if it's coming from behind me, or if it's coming from underneath me. Because I'm surrounded on my left side, my front side, or my back side, and then my right side, my neighbors are all around me, you see? That's the apartment complex that I live in. I don't know if that's the case, man, but what I do know is that this is the second time it's occurred, and this time was just, it was a lot worse this time around than anything else. So I said, you know what, I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to put it out there. Maybe someone is going through the same thing that I'm going through, and maybe if I share, you know, my experience with this, then maybe somebody else can share and we can begin the conversation and maybe, I don't know, stop this from ever happening again. And I hope that if there's anyone out there that's going through what I'm going through, I pray that you can get some sort of resolution, man, because this is, it's so frightening, man. You know, it's so frightening to wake up. I mean, and it sounds as if it's not even human. It sounds alien. You know, you can hear what they're saying, but it's just, I don't know. I've never heard that extreme. I guess in the morning time, that's what I'm trying to say. I've heard violence and I've heard, you know, fighting and crashing and all that stuff before, but I guess I've never heard it to where it's unexpected, okay? You know, like I'm removed from that environment now, so there should be no, you know, violent acts. There should be no violent anything. But for some reason, I can hear it again. And I don't hear it in both ears, just in one ear. First time I was laying on my stomach and I heard it in my right ear. This time I'm laying on my back and I hear it in my left ear. You know, space between about 2 weeks. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. What I am going to do, though, is just continue to monitor it and see what happens. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here, man. And I will be back again, man. Comment, like, subscribe, share this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it.
Hello? Hello? Oh, please, no!